to ChatFight
with Emily Snee and Isabel Wolf, because, our names haven't changed since last month.
This month on ChatFight,
the Conservatives appease the plebs.
We discuss our pubic preferences.
And Disney gets dirty.
Enjoy!
News!
So, in the news this week, a plane has gone missing. The Malaysian plane is still at large.
At large, indeed. And apparently, stuff has kind of come to light now, but no one knew anything about it, no one could find anything to do with it, and then suddenly, the families of the people who were on said plane turned around and went, if you don't tell us what's going on, we're going to go on hunger strike. And suddenly, information appeared.
Ooh, what a coincidence.
We don't believe in coincidences,
no, we don't. Here at Snee and Wolf, we're a very pragmatic and cynical duo.
So we basically think that the lack of information about the plane means that there is information about the plane, that just no one wants us to know what that information is.
Yeah. And I'm all for, I think it's the CIA. It's the CIA.
I think it might have something to do with the crisis in Crimea and some kind of, potential for war. They don't want us to know that, so they'll freak out. There's something more that's going on than what we're being told.
In this day and age, it's not like it's a set of keys.
Yeah.
It's
and also,
not like
we have most of the world under surveillance.
Yeah.
So the
I
fact
don't
that
see
they
how
can't find it at all, I find quite ridiculous. In other news, the
Yes.
Conservatives have released the budget. The budget has happened. But the thing that I find really interesting is that they brought out they're lowering the taxes on beer and bingo, because their slogan for it is so that the hardworking people can do more of what they love.
Yeah.
But it's just bizarre that they do this, and I love the parodies of it that have been coming up, like the 1984 George Orwell quote. Beer and the most importantly gambling played at the forefront of their minds, and so it was easy to keep them under control.
This is what they're trying to do to us.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't play bingo or drink beer, but if I did, I'd probably be offended.
Yeah, I do drink beer, and I am offended.
Good.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Conservatives, you don't know my life.
What I think is most hilarious is that, do they not have a panel of people, like their kind of PR campaign sort of group of people that sat down, when they sat down and they got this idea from the Tories who said, right, this is what we're going to do to gain support, and did they not sit down and go, right, how could this potentially be perceived?
Maybe. Either that, or I think there's just a guy who's lost the will to live in the back, just yelling out shit to see how far they'll take it, and just being like, oh, this is what common people like, and everyone going, yes, brilliant, brilliant idea.
I have a theory that it's pretty much based around my love of the film The Departed by Michael Scorsese.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a good film. It's a very good film. But I think it'd be really cool if this was true, is that what they did, like with Leonardo DiCaprio, is they got someone who was at the bottom rung of the politician ladder, who's maybe for the Green Party or potentially Labour, and who's kind of relatively unknown, and like they did when they threw Leonardo DiCaprio in prison, so that he would get some status and some gravitas to kind of work into this world. They did the same thing, and they kind of threw him in at the bottom rung of kind of internship level in the Tories, and then he's kind of worked his way up into the kind of PR centre, and now he's implementing all these kind of sabotage tactics so that people knew already pretty much that they were a bunch of complete idiots.
I really hope that's true, because if not, they're genuinely so
it's going to really upset me if it isn't some kind of joke from someone or someone doing it on purpose, because otherwise they really thought this was a good idea. And if that's the kind of idiocy coming from the people who are supposed to be running the country,
I'm worried.
I'm a little bit scared.
I'm a little worried. In other news, I got a new computer.
Woohoo!
I got a Mac. I don't know. I like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I think I'm just too lazy to learn anything new. I don't like change.
Okay. You don't have to like change.
Good. They've changed Facebook again. It's upset me.
Okay, calm, breathe.
I find it very difficult.
Observations, we're making observations. Observations, we're observing things. Observations, we'll be stuck in conversation, making observations. Observation of the month.
It's kind of gotten to that point in the year. Like, I think all of us had, or not all of us, but a lot of people had kind of weight loss or fitness resolutions at the start of the year.
I definitely did.
Yeah, same. And now I've gotten to the point where over the first couple of months, those went to shit.
Yeah, mine definitely did.
Yeah. And now everyone's restarting.
Yeah, because it's the panic, especially like it's the first day of. We're actually recording, and today is the specific first day of spring.
Ooh.
Equinox was yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh Jesus, summer's round the corner.
I have to be a model by then.
Yep. Because of all the sunbathing that I'm going to do Britain.
I don't. No. But it's interesting because I think like everyone kind of gets like weight loss or fitness goals around New Year's and then kind of starts them again when they realise summer is coming. And it's weird because I think a lot of people automatically go, oh, being fit, that means being thin.
Yeah, exactly. And they equate going to the gym to get fit with going to lose weight, and the fact that, oh, if I lose weight, that means that I'm fit. Yeah. That means that I will be a really physically fit person. And
sometimes they have nothing to do with each other. Yeah. Like, there are a lot of thin people who are not strong or physically fit at all.
Yeah.
And then there are a lot of very large people or medium people, if you will, who like are really, really muscly. And like, also muscle weighs a lot.
If you look at rugby players as a great example, like rugby players generally tend to be really stocky.
Yeah.
And if you think stupid,
like a wall of muscle.
Yeah. Ooh.
You surprised yourself then?
I did surprise myself.
Yeah.
And we all know BMI is just complete bollocks.
Oh yeah.
But if you worked out a average rugby player's BMI, they'd probably be massively overweight, and it's ridiculous because they are it takes so much stamina and strength, and endurance, fitness to play rugby or any kind of sport.
Yeah. So thin and fit are not the same.
Yeah. Where's it coming from?
And like a little while ago, I figured out that me aiming for being thin was stupid. Because tits.
Yeah.
They're not going to go away like that.
Yeah, mine don't.
Same with my bum. Yeah. It's like they're
my
big.
tits and my bum will never go anywhere.
No.
No matter what happens to the rest
of
my body.
They will remain
They
large.
are just, they will always be large, and they will always be happy to see everyone.
Yep. Yeah, they do kind of try to escape, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So I think that the main thing I'm aiming for in terms of like body type is like fit and meaty.
Yeah.
I think is the goal.
Fit and meaty is good. You want stuff on your
strong
bones,
but jiggly.
Yeah.
Like I still like that sort of balance of like having a strong body but still having like fun bits that bounce.
Yeah, because if they don't bounce, then there's no point.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
that.
what? Like,
the bounce is the best bit.
Yeah, like what do you do if nothing's bouncy on you? Then where's the fun? Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still stuff that I could get rid of.
Oh yeah.
There are jiggly bits that I don't want to jiggle. But I don't want to sacrifice those my good jiggy bits.
Yeah.
For my bad jiggly bits.
Yeah. Basically, I'm no longer interested in forcing myself to be a stick-like ideal when actually I'm quite a fan of my jiggly bits.
So you heard it here, folks.
We're going for fit and meaty.
We're going for fit and meaty.
And now we present to you an experience of fit and meaty
through
the magic of soundscape.
Fit and meaty. Fit and meaty, peeps. Fit and meaty.
Chocolate.
Fit and meaty, peeps.
Chocolate.
Fit and meaty. Fit and meaty, peeps. Your BMI fit and meaty. But I fit and meaty, peeps. Your BMI fit and meaty. But I fit and meaty, peeps. Your BMI fit and meaty. But I fit and meaty, peeps. Your BMI fit and meaty. But I fit and meaty, peeps. Your BMI fit and meaty.
Meaty, fit and peeps. Neeps and tatties.
What?
Neeps and tatties.
Huh?
Neeps and tatties. Appealing to a wider cultural market. Neeps and tatties.
Yes.
Neeps and tatties.
I see.
Neeps and tatties.
Scottish independence.
What?
The magic of soundscape.
Angry, 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 angry. Emily's angry rant.
One of the intriguing things that's happened over the last little while is this whole makeupless selfie for breast cancer awareness, which has kind of got me, Royal, for a couple of reasons. Like, it's an issue that's important to me because both of my grandmothers have had breast cancer, and one of them died from it. So obviously there's an emotional attachment there, and also because both of my grandmothers have had breast cancer, I'm quite likely to get it. So it's kind of a thing on that, and I think it's amazing that amount of money was raised, and that's really cool. But the fact that that's been raised by the shock horror women posting photos of their faces, how that they actually look, is a bit depressing. Like, it pisses me off because it's like, well, one, that shouldn't be that rare. That shouldn't be seen as that brave. Like, unless you actually have body dysmorphia and being seen without makeup brings on enormous anxiety and panic attacks, it shouldn't be seen as that brave. That's just what your face looks like. You know what I mean? At the same time, it's like, there's a kind of showy thing about it, of like oh look, here's my photo and I've donated to cancer research and aren't I wonderful? And like, I don't think that's everyone's deal, but it's got a feeling of that to it. Like, there's something about it. I think the entire campaign is a well-meaning idea. And the thing is, it didn't even start as a proper campaign. Like, it started in someone posting a photo in support of Kim Novak being criticised for her looks, and then it spiraled into this thing of people tagging it for cancer awareness and breast cancer awareness. So basically, it's done good stuff, but it's bollocks.
Yeah. A well-meaning idea that didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
Like communism.
Yeah, pretty much.
Emily's Angry Rat. Trip, nip, knife, snatch, and tall balls. The awkward body part stories. Once upon a time, there were 3 best friends.
Trip-Nip was a perky pink nub of delight. Even though she had 2 identical sisters who got far more attention than her, she kept her sunny disposition, saying hello to anyone she could.
Natch Snatch was a fuzzy, free spirit. Even though times changed around her, she stuck to her guns. She respected herself and felt no need to fanny about on the winds of fashion.
Tallballs, well, Tallballs was a gangly-dangly type, and while he was quite happy by himself, he always perked up when the other 2 were around.
They were a triumphant trio, getting themselves into all sorts of shenanigans.
One day, Trip-Nip, Natch Snatch and Tallballs were sitting around having a cup of tea.
It had been a very hard week at the office, and they were feeling tuckered out. I mean, really rather tired.
They decided that for working so hard, so tirelessly, grinding away, humping about with their paperwork, in and out and in and out and in and out of the office all week, they would reward themselves with a fun day out.
Trip-Nip wanted to go to the seaside.
Natch Snatch wanted to go to Alton Towers.
And Tallballs, well, Tallballs wanted to go to the zoo.
Trip-Nip and Natch Snatch thought that since they had done what Tallballs suggested last month, that it was their turn to choose.
But Tallballs, well, Tallballs was being somewhat unpleasant. I mean, really rather arsy, and not listening to anyone else's requests.
Trip-Nip and Natch Snatch decided that they would go along with what Tallballs wanted for now, and go and have fun on their own later.
The next day, Tallballs was the first to rise. He was up and ready for the day, standing to attention, full of vim and vigour.
Natch Snatch took a little longer to come, too,
and Trip-Nip started to stir just before the others left, and managed to pop along with them.
When they got to the zoo, their eyes widened in excitement.
They were spoiled for choice.
Where should they go first?
Will they go and see the monkeys swinging through the trees?
No, they won't see the monkeys.
Will they go and see the tigers roaring in all of their stripy majesty?
No, they won't go and see the tigers.
Will they go and see the crocodiles with their razor-sharp teeth and gaping jaws?
No, they won't go and see the crocodiles.
In the end, they couldn't decide, and so they all split up.
Trip-Nip went to see the meerkats, perky and alert, popping up and down like there was no tomorrow.
Natch Snatch went to go and see the marsupials. Fuzzy and sleepy, she was fascinated by the use of their pouches.
And Tallballs, well, Tallballs went to go and see the elephants, with their big, dangly, wrinkly ears. and their long, stretchy trunks.
They all had a whale of a time and met up to discuss everything they had learnt.
They decided to go and visit the reptile enclosure.
Just then a member of staff came running over to inform them that one of the snakes was loose.
Now, nobody likes a loose snake, do they?
No, they don't.
Suddenly, out of the corner of her eye, Trip-Nip spotted the snake.
Trip-Nip froze with fear.
She wasn't a fan of snakes.
Natch, Snatch and Tallballs cried out over and over again, hollering, shouting, screaming and moaning, until at last someone came, rushing to their rescue.
The reptile keeper swiftly scooped up the rogue snake and put him back where he belonged, out of sight.
The zoo was safe once more.
Trip-Nip, Natch, Snatch and Tallballs decided they'd had a wonderful day out, but it was time to go home.
So off they trundled to enjoy tea and hot cross buns.
Those rogues! What will they get up to next time?
Trip-Nip, Natch, Snatch and Tallballs, the awkward body part stories. This is the song, yeah, it's the song. Jingle for a song, jingle for a song. So we're gonna play you a song. But first you gotta sit through, yeah, you gotta sit through the song. We're gonna play you a song. Jingle for a song, jingle for a song. Jingle, jingle, jingle for a song. Here's the song. Disney is good. Disney is great. Disney is for children and moms and dads. But Disney is also for perverts like me and you. 'Cause it's true. There are some Disney animals that I just want to screw. Simba is a sexy motherfucker. As lions go, he's really quite a babe. Don't tell me you don't wanna run your hands through his mane, 'cause it's true. There are some Disney animals that I just wanna screw. Don't tell me you don't wanna get on Mushu. Ride his little dragon tail till the dawn. He helped Atlantic China, so don't tell me it's wrong, 'cause it's true. There are some Disney animals that I just wanna screw. There's a ginger music man who's called O'Malley, who'll run his little kitty claws right down your back. He's a pussy for your pussy, he's a cat for your crack, 'cause it's true. There are some Disney animals that I just wanna screw. If you're looking for something a little foxy, then perhaps his snatch could catch you Robin Hood. He's got a big bushy tail and a way with the wood, 'cause it's true. There are some Disney animals that I just wanna screw. In the jungle there's a big black house and panther. The gear puts the fear into your soul, yeah. Kinky and wild, there's dangers untold, 'cause it's true. There are some Disney animals that I just wanna screw. Disney is for connecting generations in our families. Disney is for creating graphic bestiality fantasies, where I'm gangbanged by the Pride Bread Rock, spit roasted by Timon and Pumbaa. You're all watching and filming me, and you put it on the internet for all to see. Disney is for connecting generations in our families. And Disney is for embedding deeply twisted mental maladies, where I'm fisted by Pegasus and Baloo just sits on my face. Or I'm locked in a castle that's controlled by a spell, fall in love with my captain, but it's all very well, 'cause he's a handsome, rugged, hunky beast who serves up a scintillating sexual feast. Let's ignore the fact that this is clearly Stockholm Syndrome and an abusive relationship that teaches children if you love someone, they'll turn into a handsome prince who confusingly isn't as attractive as his bestial counterpart, and makes you question whether you're really attracted to men or beasts or cats or tiny dragons. Disney is for connecting generations in our families. Disney is for creating graphic bestiality fantasies and twisted mental maladies. Melodies. Yes, oh yes, we just played you a song. And now you gotta sit through, yeah, you gotta sit through the song. The end of the song. End of the song, end of the song. Yes, oh yes, we just played you a song. Awkward, 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 awkward.
Need to finish the jingle. This is awkward moments.
So I was in a pub in London.
Yes.
And it's called the Sussex, and it's a very nice pub.
Okay.
And it was Friday night, and I was out having a drink with a friend, my friend Becky. And we were playing the game of kind of like, who do you see, who you fancy, or who you would have sex with? Like, if you had to pick 5 people.
It's
And
a
we're
good
looking
game.
at- it's a good game.
I'm a
It's a
fan
fun
of the
game,
game.
isn't it? Yeah, and it surprises you sometimes, because sometimes you kind of pick people and you think, oh, I wouldn't have thought you'd come out. Especially if there's not that many attractive people in the bar, so you kind of have to start branching out of your usual type.
Oh, yes,
And you're
the
like,
branching.
I kind of would, maybe, if I had a lot to drink and I was a bit depressed. But anyway, that's more to share about my life, maybe in another show. But and thank you for that patronising pat. You can't see this, but Emily just gave me a nice little pat on the shoulder to make me feel better about my depressing life. It's
It
fine.
didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't. So we were playing this game, and I saw this very attractive barman.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the uniform. It's the the black shirt and the charisma. He was very attractive, and I was like, oh, yep, he's definitely going. He's probably going top of my list. And then I proceeded to talk about this barman several times. A couple of glasses of wine by this point.
Okay.
And you know that my voice gets very loud.
Your voice is very
It's
loud.
very loud generally. When I've had a few drinks, it gets really loud. And I then proceed to go after my 3rd glass of wine. I think I see him one last time, and then I turn to my friend Becky, and I'm like, oh, he's a bit of all right, isn't he? I then turn around, and the barman is about to pick up my empty glass of wine, doing his rounds of glass collection. I then burst out laughing and go quite red in the face, making it extremely obvious that comment was absolutely about him.
Oh, yeah.
But then he goes away, and I think, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. That was so embarrassing. Another one of our friends comes and joins us, and then I proceed to tell her the awkward story. And I get to the part about saying it and how loud I was saying it, and then I was like, but he was really fit. And then I turn around, and he's there again to pick up another empty glass.
You are like the queen of smooth.
I am so smooth. It's amazing. Basically, I don't understand why I don't have my own, like, man harem by now.
Your man ream.
My man... I want a man ream, damn it.
Everyone wants a man ream.
Who doesn't want a man ream? They're awesome.
This is awkward moments.
Casting couch, casting couch, casting couch, where weird stuff happens. Casting couch, it'll make you lose faith in humanity. Casting couch.
So now we are at one of the best parts of the show, in my opinion,
yeah.
where it really restores my faith in humankind.
Oh, yeah.
It's Casting Couch, where we bring you some of the casting calls and job descriptions for actors and performers out there in the online world.
The highlights, if you will.
Yeah.
The cream of the crop.
Yeah. A call out for 2 actresses. The 2 actresses I need must have true sexy appeal, but be capable of being brassy street horse. One will be a dominatrix, although this will be concealed at first, so she will need to be convincing as a willing participant to a suggested BDSM threesome. The second actress needs to be a very convincing slave-for-hire type. This is a brilliant one. The title of this one is Can You Do the O or Sex Faces? I am looking for an actress that can make really subtle or really funny orgasm or sex faces.
Please bear in mind, we are not after new chops.
No.
But simple, subtle, or funny facial expressions. If you can do it, then brilliant. Go ahead and apply.
No, I mean, I think probably all orgasm faces are pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And not many of them are subtle.
No. I mean, when you think about orgasms and the word subtle and orgasm, it's not really two words you want to go
Basically,
together. You don't really want to have a subtle
I
orgasm.
think the thing is, if you can make that face in public and people wouldn't know
Yeah.
what was happening, then that's not a very good
Yeah,
orgasm.
and it's very rare that if you make a subtle face, that's not really very encouraging. Like it's very rare that you end up going, oh, that was so subtle.
Yeah,
That's not really sexy. That's just
it's like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
I think. Our next casting call is actually our runner-up for our What the Fuck award. I need actresses to play fantasy subjects to the male world who end up living their dream out loud whilst trying not to get embarrassed in front of their friends and family.
Fantasy subject number 1 is part of Derek's constant dreams, where he imagines a beautiful, busty brunette waiting for him in his bed. She always waits for him half naked, with a duvet over her, smiling seductively and calling his name in a whispering fashion.
Fantasy subject number 2 is a beach babe that constantly appears in Bobby's dreams. She always flirts with him and applies sun lotion in slow motion to her body. Why is sunscreen sexy? It's not sexy. It smells weird.
I think it's what I think it is. I think it's the naked rubbing of body parts.
Maybe it's the rubbing of white liquid into skin.
You can't even rub that into you. Like it just sort of stays.
I can't say I've tried. I've never done something I've wanted
but I imagine
to do.
I imagine it's always like water off a duck's back. It's kind of like it doesn't.
Well, semen isn't water soluble. I've recently discovered that.
Damn it!
Not discovered.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me confirm.
You sound like you're in a lab doing the weirdest experiment ever.
No. I found that tidbit of information on the internet. On the intraweb.
What were you Googling?
I don't know. It just happened, okay? Leave me alone. Anyway, so, next casting call. The working title for this series is Girls' School of Wrestling. We are therefore looking for 4 actress/model/athletes to take part in the series. We are looking for 4 or maybe 5 applicants who are physically fit and want to be involved.
Oof.
The style of wrestling is not like pro-show TV wrestling, but grappling-based wrestling. More like Olympic wrestling.
Olympic?
Olympic.
I mean, Olympic/mud/jello/porn.
Yeah. I think there's actually a very specific genre of porn
Yeah.
that is in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently you'll get fit, have fun, and learn an excellent form of self-defense too.
Finally, we come to our award, our What the Fuck award for this month. He's looking for a woman who has long hair and is Caucasian. Okay, fair enough so far.
Can I just confirm? It says Caucasian or white.
He also wants her to be attractive, beautiful smile, brackets, if it does. I don't know what that means.
The most important bit.
Not fat.
No.
Slim or medium. But not fat.
Not fat.
Not fat.
Oh, then there's the acting. 1, quarrel with boyfriend in the story.
2, walking along the place in story.
3, kiss with a guy in this story. If you can, but if you cannot, it's okay, no worries.
Costume, your own coat.
Brackets.
Leave the house scene.
Yep.
White dress, brackets, already dead scene.
Height, 5'5" to 5'8". Weight, 96 pounds to 112 pounds.
So basically, you want them to be anorexic.
You want
and
them
dead.
to be dangerously underweight.
Yeah.
Because that's what white attractive women are.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And also, this is the best bit. Acting experience. No previous acting experience.
No.
So that's really good.
I didn't even see this before. Ethnicity, white/Caucasian skin color. White languages spoken. English accent spoken. UK English.
This guy is mental.
Casting couch, it'll make you lose faith in humanity. Casting couch, in a world full of lies and deceit, a beacon of honesty shines forth to souls unafraid to speak. Pure truth is their source. They've traveled around the globe, freewheeling, fair dealing. No matter what they're told, they're smashing that glass ceiling. Any questions?
put to them, they'll answer honest and true. Any question put to them by you. So ask us a question. Ask us, we'll tell you no lies. Ask us a question. Everything we say will be true story.
So this is the section of the show, True Story, where we answer honestly questions that the public, the wide range of people who listen to our podcast,
Mostly our friends.
mostly friends, yeah, and some strangers hopefully who might
hopefully.
send
Hi,
us
strangers, if you're out there.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
But yeah, they send us questions and we answer them. So this week we have 3 questions that are for both of us.
Mhm.
So the first one is from Sarah, and she said, "How did you find out where babies come from?"
That's a good question. Now, what I got was an amazing book, which was called the Body Book.
Oh, cool.
And it was amazing because it talked about like your genitals and periods and sex, and the one thing that was slightly odd about it was that it seemed to have a very childish approach to naming the body parts, but only the female body parts. So the male body parts were the penis and the testicles, but they couldn't seem to quite handle the word vagina.
Really?
So they used the word baby making hole.
Oh my god, because that's so much better.
Because it's so much better.
Also,
and there was also, I remember a very disturbing picture of like a woman with her legs spread wide and head coming out of it.
Not pleasant.
And that was, I mean, as a 7-year-old, that was quite traumatizing. But I think that's pretty much where I learned.
I similarly have didn't have a specific talk and had a book, but my book was more like cartoony, so it was like designed for kids. So it had like little cartoon sperm to like explain everything. And then my favorite thing that I remember about it is a section where it talked about sex. And about when a man gets very aroused, he wants to get as close to a woman as possible. And the easiest way for him to do this is to be on top of her. And I was like, well, at the time I was like, okay, seems fair. And now I'm like, on top?
No.
Like, okay, sometimes, but not always. We have a question from Lindsay, which is, what do you do with your pubes?
Yeah. Well, I am a trimmer.
Ah.
I don't generally remove everything. I just trim and neaten.
Yes.
So kind of like in a horticultural sense. I'm not digging up the plants. I'm just sort of pruning them.
Okay.
So I'm a pruner.
You're a pruner.
I am.
That's pleasant. I'm very sensitive. So I shave because I find that it gets really itchy if I don't. But I'm also lazy about shaving, so I'm like a 2 out of 3 kind of person. So like at any one time, 2 of the 3 out of my pubes, legs or armpits are shaved. And only on very special occasions are all 3. You get the full set.
That's birthday and Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, that's a special treat.
Yeah,
In the
exactly.
shower.
In the shower. Oh, I like the sound of that. Anyway.
So the final question we have is from Happy Sandman Simon. What's the deepest? And deepest was all in capital letters.
Oh.
You've been into each other's ... minds.
Pretty far.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
we get in deep.
Yeah, we get in deep inside each other.
Like
minds.
we, to the extent that if we stopped being friends, I'd worry about what she'd be able to tell other people about
Yeah,
me.
yeah, we can't. We should probably like sign a non-disclosure
we need
agreement
to make a pact of some kind.
because there's a lot of stuff that we have said. I mean, because we write comedy together, so we
Weird stuff gets said.
throw ideas around, and some of them are very controversial and don't generally make it past the writing board.
Also, there's pretty much every afternoon that we write together, we drink a lot of tea when we're together. Like I'd say probably up to 14 cups a day.
Mm-hmm. And there is definitely a direct correlation between the number of cups of tea we drink and how much our brains turn to mush. So that's it for this month's True Stories.
Remember, everything we've said has been
True Story.
If you want to send us a question, then you can email us at snee.and.wolf
With 2 Fs.
@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at Emily Snee or at Isabel Wolf.
With 2 Fs.
Yep.
Well, that's it for this month's Chatfight.
Oh yeah.
Join us next time.
For some like shenanigan madness.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
ChatFight, tea and biscuits, 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 tea and biscuits.
ChatFight